Chadley, what are your thoughts about dragons? Anything?
Chadley doesn't think about dragons because dragons aren't real.
Yeah, that tracks. So we're gonna go to chapter 17 now, because when you finish the game and the credits are done rolling, a tutorial pop-up comes up telling you about all the new stuff you can do. And one of the things is there's something new right here before you go to the final dungeon.
Oh my god, finally Chadley at work.
Cloud, I've been expecting you. As I divulged to you before, despite being a loyal employee of Shinra, I seek to destroy the company from within. It would
Don't
mean
we
my
all,
life
man?
if anyone knew I was conducting this research. Hojo's madness is clearly rubbing off on me. He is the reason I pursue this research. I want nothing more than to be free of him. I cannot go into details.
Cloud,
but I can
I'm
say
joining
that
the
it is
dark side, Mr.
complicated.
Cloud.
For now, I need to
I have
focus
had
on my research
caffeinated tea.
and nothing else. And if you haven't guessed, it is none other than you, Cloud. Were we to unlock your tremendous potential, we would have the strength to destroy both Shinra and Hojo. So please provide me with new battle intel and assist me in my research.
I would like you to do 50 more squats, please.
Constructed from the data you have provided me thus far. When you feel that you are ready to begin, please proceed to the newly reconstructed combat simulator. Hone your skills against these constructs so that we may stand together against Shinra.
Work out more, Cloud.
This is an elaborate setup just because he wants to watch you lunge more.
Yeah, more flips. So yeah, I showed this door off before in our first playthrough.
Chadley just chanting more flips, more flips.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, this is the...
He looks like Aerith in the club.
So yeah, this is the door that would not open on our first playthrough, and it is a new VR combat arena. It's got all the stuff from the first combat arena earlier in the Shinra building, but it's got a bunch of new stuff as well. We got 4 here that are different party members versus third-class soldier candidates. We're just going to combine all of these into one run. We'll just kind of jump between the different party members.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of these get you even more skill point books. It is totally possible to beat all of the optional hard mode stuff without maxing out your skill points.
Nothing to it.
So you don't really have to go and get all of them. Just enough to really go after as many stat upgrades as you can get, and then just kind of pick and choose the passives you want.
That's it.
How is this a third-class soldier candidate? You gonna make a special...
Is it something that is meant to be fought by third-class soldier candidates?
I guess so. It's just kind of written and phrased as if...
Yeah.
Oh, God, this reminds me that...
Heidegger looks at that guy as like, yeah, I can fix him.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
And Hojo just thinks, I can make a weird suit for that guy.
Let me take your creep-ass measurements. Let's go.
Yeah. This reminds me that the Final Fantasy VII Remake Battle Royale is officially out now.
Oh my goodness.
On phones. The one that supposedly takes place 30 years before the events of this game, and the Battle Royale is just Shinra throwing a bunch of guys into a field to kill each other so they can figure out who's actually good enough to be a soldier. I've only played a teeny tiny bit of it, and that's when they did the beta, back in the summer. And I mean, it's like...
In middle school, I read a Star Wars book that had the same concept.
Oh, yeah?
It was part of clone army training.
Oh, man.
I don't remember a thing about this book, except there's a scene, a flashback, when they're all clone cadets on Camino, and thousands of them are doing a swimming drill in combat scuba gear, and dozens just get eaten by a sea monster, and they're like, well, that's how it goes. That's how we pick out the good ones. The good ones that get to go shoot a bunch of droids are the ones that don't get eaten by sea monsters.
Incredible. Oh, man. This is a fun enemy to fight specifically with Tifa, just because he's slow as hell and he can just constantly do flips around him. Also, he's weak to lightning magic, and she's wearing the best magic-based gloves, so just dropping a bunch of chi traps on him, he just melts. Yeah,
I love that her kicks are so good, she's kicking him right in the shoulder shield and just wrecking him regardless.
yeah.
Do it.
It's supposed to prevent exactly that.
Not when it's Tifa. So the Moth unit here can be really difficult to fight. They're just... It's hard to get close to them because they're just a spitting knife. They do a lot of damage. This can be... This guy's easiest to fight as Cloud just because of his counter stance move, but also one of the ways to make this a lot easier is Cloud has lightning and elemental materia paired up in his armor slot, so all of its electric attacks just don't do damage anymore. If the elemental materia was even more leveled up, I would just be getting healed the whole fight, basically. But yeah, this guy can be super tough to fight, with Aerith in particular, just because you know, her defense ain't great. Like, at least she's long range, but... Yeah, I've been meaning to check out that Battle Royale a little bit more. It's just... It's a perfectly competent Battle Royale, it seems. There's a couple cool things in there, like you can find random drops of summon materia, so hey, it's a Battle Royale where you can summon Ifrit and he punches guys for you, and that's kind of neat.
I feel like if you can summon Ifrit, you should be in automatically.
Yeah.
Seems like a pretty advanced maneuver.
Yeah. So yeah, all 4 of these just get more books for all of your party members. It's just... That Battle Royale, man, it's a mobile game on phones, and so it's touchscreen controls, and I hate it. Apparently you can hook it up to the TV and use the actual controller now, but I don't know. So yeah, there's another fight coming up that only allows 2 party members in. So we're basically just...
Pick or you pick?
You get to pick. Yeah, we're doing a Cloud and Aerith combo here. Just really tough Cloud with...
date night!
Oh, it's been a while. So Cloud's just going full-on physical attack, and Aerith is, you know, just full-on magic. Just kind of their default builds, almost. The reward for this one is a refocus materia. That's the one that gives you the extra limit break that gives you 3 gauges instead of 2.
Yes.
This final... hard mode arena allows you to get 3 refocus materias
so
total.
You can have one for every party member.
Yep. I've never really messed around with that too much, but it is pretty cool to be able to pop that in all 3 party members in a single fight. Also, we got revival materia. This ghost does not have resistance to instant death, so I just revived him back to life and he died.
Ah, yes!
The Phantom, though, does have resistance to instant death, so the revival spells just do an ass ton of damage to him instead.
Yeah, just. Okay.
Just.
I'll show you what I can do.
Imagine, like, it's your birthday, Aerith gives you a present, and
That's it.
she's still saying, take that, just like in combat.
Yeah.
Did I offend you?
It's just a habit. I've been in so many JRPG battles at this point. It's like...
It's the only way I can intone those words. I apologize.
So, the revival materia has been leveled up to max, so we get access to a new spell, Arise, which is you revive party members with full health now instead of half. Which also means extra damage to undead stuff. So Aerith is just hitting the damage cap now, 9,999 points every time she uses a Rise on this ghost.
Was never in doubt.
I love the stupid helicopter blade hand guys.
Get fired up.
It's so tragic because they can never, they can never touch one another.
Yeah, it's hard to hug. Hard to eat.
Their whole lives are in isolation, even if they work in teams, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, do they get training to, like, not fly too close to each other? Because that would be really bad. God, I wish that was a thing you could do. If there were multiples of them, if you could just make them crash into each other.
One perk, every employee restroom has a bidet.
Nice.
I mean...
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
One more. Tagging out.
My turn.
I'll try to keep it out of commentary, but I got a bidet, and now I'm a bidet guy. I understand now. I totally get it! America's a fucked up and uncultured country for not accepting the bidet. The seat gets warm, man! It's so good!
Deal with that.
Yeah. It was not my idea, it was Voidberger's idea. She was like, let's do this. And I was like, okay, whatever. Whoa, it's good, actually. Anyways, let me talk about...
I imagine that's a direct quote from...
Yeah.
Keep up the pressure, okay?
So we got the Hellhound, the guy with two dog heads, one undead dog head and one normal dog head. So they're both weak to ice and healing magic. Using either one on them extinguishes their flames, so they can't use their stronger moves, and it pressures them.
You can do it.
I got
So the revival spell is also very good on that guy.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah.
Feeling chilly?
Seeing the giant ice spell right in front of Cloud's face, and it doesn't affect him, reminds me how Final Fantasy 15 had the crazy idea of having magic have friendly fire on it. It was interesting, but I didn't really like it, because, like...
No?
Eventually there was free DLC added, so, like, here's accessories your guys can wear so that they don't get hurt by your own magic. Because it was just, like, you could make... like, the highest tier of blizzard spell literally cause an actual blizzard to happen in the world, which was really cool looking, but then all of your guys would get cold and fall over and die, and it was just like, what? What is the point?
That's what role-playing is, okay?
Yeah.
My character would be that kind of dumbass.
And we're safe.
Oh, the weird bugs. The weird bugs with the long, skinny stick arms. The little hooks at the end. Oh, so we leveled up the materia that like lets you cure status effects. So we got the Asuna spell, which gets rid of all negative status effects, and also resist, which is a buff that makes it so that you cannot be affected by negative status effects until it runs out.
Uh-huh.
It's a spell that's kind of hard to get in your first playthrough, but if you do manage to get it, it can make a lot of fights easier, because then it's just like, you won't get poisoned, you won't get slowed, you won't go to sleep or anything.
Take the lead.
So it's my turn? This one's for you!
And yeah, a lot of these arena fights here are still only like the 5-star difficulty, I think, so they're still pretty manageable, and it really just comes down to, you gotta realize that you don't want to use the normal healing spells that use MP too much, because otherwise you just run out and you're screwed a lot of the time.
Keep it together.
I'll show you what I can do.
Just hard mode stuff.
Yeah, hard mode stuff.
Think hard mode thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes doing commentary where my seat is and people just love revving their engines is a kind of hard mode in itself.
Great. Well, I didn't hear it, at least over Discord.
Okay, well, Audacity sure did.
Ah, well,
I'm coming.
I'll notice it. I can take it out. Yeah, there's some really good rewards from these hard mode arena fights at the very end, and when you start hard mode, you can skip to any chapter you want at any point. So if you go straight here at the start, you can get a bunch of rewards that make the rest of hard mode like not trivial, but pretty easy. So yeah, so the second refocus materia, one more to get. I just remembered that in the Battle Royale that just came out, they already put out costumes to make your generic soldier characters look like the main cast. So that means you could potentially have Aerith running around shooting people in the face with a gun.
Again, that's roleplay. That's how she would behave.
Yeah. So yeah, for this next one, we've got Cloud still with the hard edge. Got some HP absorption going on with some spells. Again, everyone's going to have revival on them. We're going to summon Bahamut. Going to check him out. The coolest
We're gonna
dragon.
see that he truly is the coolest
He
dragon.
is the coolest fucking dragon. All right. So we fully maxed out the elemental materia and we have it in the armor slot, which just means whatever it's paired to now, we're just going to get healed by that element now. So it's hooked up to fire, so just run into fire attacks if you can with Cloud. With Aerith, we've got the subversion materia. We don't need it for spells at all. It's only because it has resistance to instant death. So we're going to pair that with the warning materia, which is maxed out, which means it reduces it just means she's now immune to instant death. I've also got cleansing set up to magnify, because there's a part here where everyone could get hit by a lot of status effects all at once. So it's good to clear those out. Yeah, just running with some spells too. And then with Barret, we're going to do a new build with him that I brought up before. So first, we want to try and boost up his defense a bit. He also has instant death immunity. There's only 2 warding materia or subversion materias, so we can't have Cloud immune to instant death as well. But we're going to have Barret with the enemy skill materia, and we're going to hook that up with HP absorb again, which is now maxed out, so any damage he does with enemy skills, he gets healed 40% of whatever damage he deals. He needs to be very beefy for this, so a lot of HP up. He's hit the cap for HP, all 9s. Boosting up his magic attack a little bit. A lot, actually. We got 2 magic ups here, and then an ATB boost since he's just kind of slow. Yeah, we're going to show off the build I mentioned a long time ago of the Bear's going to blow himself up a lot and live to tell about it.
Nothing can stop that man.
Yep.
He's gigantic.
So we got 3-person team versus Monsters of Legend.
Ooh.
Monsters of Legend that have been recreated by analyzing ancient texts.
Chadley, you're not supposed to give this to the bad guys.
So yeah, we're gonna fight. This one's basically, hey, do you want to fight a bunch of like traditional Final Fantasy monsters that generally would never appear in Midgar? So we got the bombs.
Why don't you lead the way?
There's a Tonberry in here, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. That's why we got the instant death immunity on 2 of the party members
it's
here.
all coming together now. Yeah.
Bombs, pretty easy to handle. Just always hit them with a hard attack while they're spitting out flames and they kind of turn black. But yeah, Barret, he has immunity to instant death, which means the self-destruct move can't instantly kill him anymore. It still does a shitload of damage to himself as well, but he has a ton of health and he has HP absorb on it, so when he blows himself up, he heals himself. This is one of the strongest attacks in the game. Even when enemies aren't staggered, you can do like 5,000 damage to them sometimes.
That's what victory looks like.
Yeah. The self-destruct combined with instant death immunity and HP absorb is extremely good in your hard mode playthrough because the self-destruct has a gigantic AoE effect to it, so if you're in fights with tons of enemies, Barret will blow all of them up and he'll get healed from doing damage to each single enemy. It stacks. So he'll basically blow up and come back with more health than he started with. And also, the damage he takes from self-destruct still counts as normal damage, so it also fills up his limit break gauge. And the more damage you take in one hit, the more it fills up. So if you do a couple self-destructs in a row, Barrett suddenly has a limit break ready.
Here it comes. Let's do this shit. It's on you.
Did Cloud just say, let's do shit? Is he getting impatient?
I think he said, let's do shit. And yeah, it's without immunity to instant death, this fight, it's still manageable, but you're just constantly going to be reviving people because it's not just his chef's knife move where he pokes you with his tiny knife and you die. He's got the long-range instant death moves that are unblockable, like Doom and Gloom. And it's going to be unavoidable. He's going to instant kill somebody. Like that. Very quick poke with a knife and Cloud's out. We'll use a Rise in Cloud. Normally it'd make more sense to just revive him halfway because he might die again. But we want to have him with more health for the next fight if possible.
This time.
And there's a move.
He's so enthusiastic when he does it too.
Yeah. There's a move Tonberries have I completely forgot about that we'll see later that can almost always end up in a full party wipe.
Hey, big fella.
Deal with that.
The behemoth again. And so yeah, all of these enemies are also like, well, they don't have new moves like the bosses do on hard mode. They all have had their stats like significantly increase, of course.
Keep it together.
Like with the last time we fought a behemoth, you can't use magic on it because it will automatically encounter with a gigantic magic nuke that messes you up real bad. And you cannot stop that from happening until you destroy the horns on his head, which are immune from all damage sources unless he's staggered.
Let's hustle.
Here goes.
It's also kind of funny seeing like the behemoth fight compared to they had a big behemoth fight in Final Fantasy 15, which was like the first like real-time action one, and it's so janky. It's so they didn't know how to make giant enemies really work. Like there were a lot of weird hitbox issues with like his tail, so you would just kind of like teleport all over the place, and it was janky. And I'm surprised they made it work.
You got this!
Hang back.
It seems to be working out pretty well for the behemoth right now.
Yeah. I do have Lifesaver activated on Barrett right now, just because Aerith was really low in health. But generally, you don't want to use Lifesaver while he's also blowing himself up constantly, because he'll just have a lot less health overall.
I love the way he just vibrates
Yes.
under machine gun fire.
Yeah, all the enemies
He's just a
jiggle.
little wiggly guy.
Yeah.
I got this.
Because its horns are immune to all damage, it makes it... You always have to attack it from the side. Like, if Bear's just shooting from the front, the horns just block all the damage. Barrett's self-destruct move can be super useful here, though, because you can't use any magic, it's really hard to do damage to both its upper and lower body at the same time. But unless enemy skills don't count as magic. If you're able to stagger this guy and line it up so that when he's staggered, everyone has 2 bars at the same time, he can take his horns out in one go.
Yay!
Just have Barrett blow himself the hell up. We'll get Aerith's big-ass laser thing going.
Take the lead.
Just point blank in the gut.
You got this!
Taking over.
Get him! That's it!
Get ready.
I brought it before, but aside from that Battle Royale, there's also like another mobile Final Fantasy VII Remake game coming out next year, I think. That's like a really weird... It doesn't appear to be a... Oh, also, here comes Bahamut.
Duty calls.
The coolest dragon.
The King of Dragons.
The
or
King
so
of
I'm told.
Dragons, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. I never thought of dragons much for, you know, voting and shit. Really, I didn't consider that dragons would have a government at all. I thought dragons were kind of like
Yeah.
a bunch of sovereign citizens.
Yo, if you play Final Fantasy XIV, there's a lot of dragon drama. Holy
Free
shit.
dragons on the land, you
Yeah.
know?
The two abilities
I
Bahamut
am
has.
Bahamut Galt.
We got Umbral Infernal and Umbral Strikes. It's either homing lasers or the giant magic orbs he throws.
Yeah, throw them orbs.
When Bahamut's summon gauge is like halfway down, he gets that Umbral aura, the purple, you know, aura that appears around him in his boss fight. And when that happens, it means all of his abilities get a boost in damage. Yes, Final Fantasy XIV actually has lots of dragon politics in it in the Heavensward expansion. Oh man, it's basically the Heavensward plot is basically, what if the Catholic Church fucked over dragons so hard it caused a 1,000-year war, and actually the dragons were right and Catholics suck?
Sounds pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the dragons.
The reason why the Catholics hate the dragon is because the Catholic lady really liked the dragon and fucked it. Heavensward
And
rules.
her name was Joan of Arc.
Yep. Also, summons have victory poses if they're still around when you win a battle.
What's Fat Chocobos? I have to know.
Oh, God.
Or the little mini free guys from the DLC.
Oh, yeah, like Chocobo Chick
I
and
want to know if
Cactuar.
the Cactuar does a dance.
He probably spins rapidly in place. They love to do that shit. So yeah, for this fourth fight...
Does the carbuncle get cuter somehow?
Oh, it should roll around and, like, ask for tummy pets. That's what it should do. That's totally what it should do. Its forehead gets bigger also.
Oh, that's no good.
You gotta take it to the vet.
It's got a forehead growth.
Oh.
Its forehead has experienced growth.
It's got an extra crystal in its head now. I don't know. Is this like when you have to trim your pet's nails? Do we have to remove a crystal?
Express the crystal glands.
Oh. Actually, it's not that bad. Just more gems come out. Can we sell these?
I'm waiting for you to tell me that you can express the crystal glands in Final Fantasy XIV.
Probably. I've only ever played 1 or 2 jobs, and I haven't gotten to any of the crafting stuff, so maybe they have like a veterinarian job you can do. I mean, there's summoners. They can summon Carbuncle, I think. I don't know. I gotta get back to playing that game. Other Tunberry stuff here. So yeah, this fight's just a Tunberry and a bomb. It's a big trap to think, oh shit, that Tunberry's gonna kill me. I gotta get rid of him first. Take the bomb out first. It's way easier that way.
Tunberry's slow.
Yeah. Whenever you're fighting a Tunberry, you want to fight him from behind, because he turns slowly, and if he starts turning, you know he's about to stab you. It's so good. It's such a...
He can't get enough of it. He loves to do this shit.
It's such a stupid tactic, and the fact that it's so powerful is so awesome. Yeah, here's a move I forgot. Bone Deep Grudge is an AoE stop spell, and everyone just got stopped, and they're all getting stabbed now. If I didn't have the instant death immunity, like, I'd be fucked right now. Like, even with this, like, Aerith gets knocked out too. Like, holy shit.
Too late. I should be better than that.
And so for the 5th and final fight, we got a new enemy. It's a Marlboro.
Whoa. Smoking kills, kids.
Yep. Yes, in earlier Final Fantasies, these guys were straight up just called Marlbros, and then they had to change it, obviously, because they were about to get sued. They're called Marlbros because they have a move called Bad Breath that gives you lots of status effects. I love these guys.
Seymour.
So, This Malbro is where you get the 4th and final enemy skill in the game. This is the only place to get it. You fight Malbros nowhere else in this first remake. And the only way you can get this guy pressured is if you hit him with hard-hitting attacks when his mouth is wide open when he's using certain moves.
This thing only makes sense to me if you run behind it and you see, like, Jerry Jewell and Dave Geltz just wiggling a whole bunch of arms.
Yeah. So the enemy skill we can get is Bad Breath. If you get hit by it, it poisons you, silences you, puts you to sleep, and also turns you into a toad. It's also...
Great.
It's possible for your entire party to get hit by this, so you just have sleeping toads that can't do shit, and then he'll just kill you one by one.
Keep it together.
Oh, he's got a butt.
Yeah, he's got a butt.
He's kind of got a butt.
Little bit.
I mean, he's got a behind, I'll say.
It's very round. So to make this fight a lot easier and avoid bad breath, we can use the resist spell with the magnify materia to just make everyone immune to status effects for a minute or two.
I walked that statement back because I believe to be a butt, it has to have a crack.
Oh yeah, there's no crack.
I think that's required.
It's not a butt. What is it? It's a hind quarter.
It could be a rump.
Yeah,
it's certainly
a
a hind quarters.
It's
it
a
is the
rump.
quarters that are in the hind.
Yeah.
Oh, you turned to jelly, buddy.
Yeah. So bad breath, he just pukes all over you, really. Didn't learn it that time, though, so.
Bring in the heat!
Spray the gingivitis away, yes.
He's very smooth in the back, actually.
It's on you.
Here goes.
Bring it on!
Get ready. That's it.
Okay.
You've got this.
Fucking puke on me. I need to learn this valuable ability. There you go.
There we go.
So yeah, bad breath does work on Malbro. He's not immune to all status effects. The animation for this basically looks like Barrett throws out a handful of pocket sand or he cupped a stinky fart and threw it in someone's face.
Oh, you made him sad.
Yeah, I love that when he gets sleepy, he just gets all droopy. It's kind of cute.
He can dish it out, but he can't take it.
Yep. And yeah, a lot of enemies, even on hard mode, are still vulnerable to a lot of status effects. So if you run around with bad breath, it can make a lot of fights really easy just by being stinky.
It's your turn.
That's what I learned in Krav Maga.
Deal with that.
It's the ultimate technique.
Kiss my ass! Bring it home!
I got this.
So Malbro has one other move it uses called Test Bite. It just bites somebody and swallows them and chews on them for a while. So
Also known as cheese tasting.
yeah. But the Test Bite animation is so long, it's really easy to get some fire spells in there and stagger
You know
them.
how at a wine tasting you're supposed to like spit it out?
Yeah.
What if you did that at a cheese tasting?
Ugh.
And we're safe.
The floor is very sticky.
Only for the bad cheeses, please. Yeah, that is the third and final refocus materia. And now that we've beaten this fight and all of the other ones in the arena, it unlocks one final fight that is the 7-star difficulty. And we'll see that in next video.
Imagine how much worse the commentary will be on that one.
Oh god.